Wibbly is a very similar champion pool to myself, so if he is a, kind of like a player like I am, then his Lee Sin's gonna have some questionable mmechanics.
Respect,
We're ready.
respect it yourself. Now it'll be interesting to see where this Lee Sin and this Olaf go.
Oh
I
wait,
think it was be more likely to see the Olaf in the top lane. However,
I would have thought this would be an Olaf top lane as well.
life stands on this game. It stands with Enix and Chotsu, two of the strongest players in the Pogfrogs roster to date. We have seen them have some of the best performances on the whole team, even if they have been through the losses. So if we want to see a win in this game, I feel like it has to be through them.
Definitely, and just looking at the summoner spells, I'm curious as to why Jinx took the exhaust. Who is she looking to exhaust here? It's not like there's so much burst damage. I mean, unless, like, Jinx shouldn't be really getting in range to exhaust the Cog Mob, like, outside of lane.
Yeah,
And
I would
she's not
assume.
really got anyone to peel off herself either.
I would assume it's sort of an early aggression kill lane type attempt. They want to use that exhaust not necessarily passively to protect herself, but to slow Enix or Shadow down, allow her to get onto Enix and just kill them in lane. They're really trying for the the limit testy type bot lane here, I feel like.
I think they're limit testing since they literally have a Lee Sin top lane, but we'll ignore that one. But I think this is also like a lot of this game in the bot lane will be down to Shadow and how they play their engages. Otherwise, he could either play too safe and just get pulsed by Karma consistently, then not have the health to engage. He could take a bad engage. It's just, I think that is where the effort will be on bot lane. It's just how Shadow's going to perform.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those volatile matchups for the supports, I believe, where it really can just be, if Nautilus finds a great early aggressive hook before he gets knocked down too low, like you say, to get for the engage, then it can really flip in the side of Pogfrogs. But otherwise, if Karma's landing that poke, if she's staying strong, as we see here, ooh, very interesting on the bot side of the map. Blue side are faking a leash bot side and top side just to make sure that they don't have any idea where this Olaf's starting, so it can maybe abuse someone with some early ganks. However, it looks like, yeah, a deep ward from Chotsu could spot out Olaf here invading the jungle, but we see Gwyn Queso moving up towards the top side of the map already. Only level 2. Pillars onto the Lee Sin, auto-attacks the minion, and gets himself out. That's so much information there early for the side of CFFC. Not only do they know where the jungler is, not only have they took his camp away from him, but they know exactly what his good pathing's going to be. And that is a very major early game mistake from Gwyn Queso.
Big time. I'm also looking at the mid lane, and even though this Heimerdinger is able to shove and have permanent prio for the... Oh, we got maybe have a solo
Damage
kill in
coming
top lane.
down into the top lane, but could just be the boys kicking their heads into each other, the usual top lane antics. It'll be interesting to see how that does end up developing, because with these two players going low, we could see an early kill, and I don't think anything would be more hype than an early game Pogfrog solo kill, but we'll have to see how it develops. We'll trust in our Lord and Savior, the directed cam, to keep us on the right spot of the map. But anyway, what were you speaking about just before that play?
Just for the trade, I think like that was a huge trade, but I think it is more favorable for the Sejuani, of course, since she has Corrupting Pot opposed to Lee's Refillable.
Yeah, absolutely. The early game matchup is, I feel like, going to be determined by these early items. Going for the longsword early does help with the damage output, but you're quite right. The Corrupting Pot is going to be absolutely huge for the regen of the Sejuani. Sejuani being a champion who already has very good early game engage. However, Shadow gets the root down onto Granny Spanner here in the bot lane, but the traps are going to stop any further engage. Damage coming through from Wibbly. The axe lands, and that's going to be a first blood onto Gwyn Queso in his own jungle. Mr. Tumble Down.
That is UNL's very own Yankos right here, again with the first bloods. He's just so consistent in the early game, and it was a very smart engage. Invade rather.
Yeah, knowing that they have the bot side prio there, knowing that Granny Spanner can keep the distance from Shadow, throw out the traps to stop any further engage from Enix, as we see a lot of damage coming through in the top lane here for X. Pete, it's trading back and forth, but heavily in favor of Pog, as we see yet another gank in the mid lane here, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade in his tower, 1-for-1 in the mid lane. Ignite, but flash kept there for Judgy Rocks, and that could be important going forward, but you have to feel like it's chose you for the side of Pogfrogs. You're happy with that one.
Joe will be quite happy. However, I think everybody else is going to be quite unhappy if they press tab and see that Trundle has 12 CS opposed to Olaf's 31 plus 2 kills. This is going to be a big Olaf very early on. Because, of course, Olaf does have the condition of not being a champion after X amount of time. So it is good to get him fed nice and early. Though this Cog Mob will have as little of a presence in team fights as possible when you've got this Gorgink or Sterix Gauge monster running through your team.
Yeah, of course. Now, with the item changes on 12.3, we shouldn't be seeing the Sterax gauge coming out here. That would be bad. Naughty pick there from Wibbly Deem, somebody who hasn't read the patch notes. That's the level 3 Gwyn Queso going into Wibbly Deem here. Takes some damage going through. XP is on the back half here, but it looks like Wibbly Deem will just be able to run him down. The Conqueror gets tagged. 274 more gold over to the side of Wibbly Deem, and he's going to transfer over to XP. He does not even need the axes. The damage goes down. The flash out from an XPT, and the flash around the minions from Cizo Blanco. He's going to die under tower for that one, but it's going to be an execute. A 2-for-1 in the bot lane. A huge Wibbly Deem, and some subtle mechanics coming out from Ciso Blanco.
My jaw's down a little bit. This is enjoyable to watch. CFFC are putting up a really nice, proactive early game.
Yeah, using the Olaf to its full potential here, showing that with the advantage in the jungle from that invade early and the poor pathing from Gwyn Queso, they were really able to push their advantage, and this Olaf is huge. He's all over the map, smiting down, taking camps, taking names, and it's a huge early game for CFFC.
Well, yeah, you've got the huge Olaf, however, you've got Mr. tumbling further and further down right now with his 16 CS. He is not in a good spot. That is not what you want to see out of your jungler right now.
Yeah, and it was just like we were talking about, the early game pathing for Gwyn Queso. He's really an all or nothing on that first clear. Either he manages to pick up the first blood for his team, be an absolute huge component of them winning us some damage down into the bot lane here. Shadow gonna find himself going down. Granny Spanner, the excited Jinx, and Jinx having to flash away. The changes over to the Rockets, but the slow going over. The flash is burnt, but it was not needed. The burn coming through from I'm not quite sure what source, and a double kill in this early game. His ult is burned in the middle of the map. Non-stop action here, but that's going to be a 2-for-0, 2v2 kill here. But in the mid lane, meanwhile, Judgy Rock's going down low. Has to burn the flash out, and Chosu, this is a comfort pick here. This is something he knows how to play. Not only managing to survive that, but almost trades back the kill onto Judgy Rocks.
Can't put input into any of the things that are happening because before I can say something about what's just happened, something else is happening.
Yeah, exactly. Non-stop action here in the early game. It's absolutely mental. But what do you think about any of the plays that were just made back on the map, if you can think back to them?
I respect the double flash. You know what? Bot lane, there's some synergy. Do it together. Do or die together. They flash together.
Yep.
Then in the mid, you had like a very near outplay from the Heimer. Just, too much.
Too much energy here on the early game of the map. But yeah, we were talking about how this could be a comfort pick for Chosu, as we see an early Hex Tech Drake could be going down here for the side of Pogfrogs. Gwyn Queso getting himself not quite low, has to smite early, but doesn't look like Wibbly Deem knows. Instead, he's just going to ghost his way into the bot lane on top of Enix, and it looks like a dead ADC right here. Yep, no way out of that one. Just going to run him down, but they're going to trade a Drake on the bot side of the map here.
Drake for sad ADC noises.
Exactly
that.
No, I mean, we were talking about how the Olaf was gonna run him down.
Yeah.
They did exactly that.
Okay.
Oh, the kick under the tower. XP gonna have to Q his way out of there, but damage is going down. But the wave is so huge in his favor that it looks like he's just gonna be able to make his way out of that one. I believe it was just a simple hop to the minions to get there, as Wibbly Deem looking over. The ult goes down. No stopwatch here to save him. The burst from the cog. Oh my god. Yep. Gonna give it over to the Fizz. Get him accelerated in this game. And good old jungler. Happy mid lane noises. Getting that kill for themselves. As the Q goes down there, the spell's burnt. The usual interaction.
And a little bit of the cheeky Lee Sin mechanics where you're taunting your opponent with the Q in, W back, like, oh, got you. You wasted your W.
Big damage here, XP. The ultimate goes down on the top lane. Just one auto away, and the hit goes down. That is an XP solo kill in the top lane.
Small round of applause for XP.
Let's go, let's go. Love to see it. Love the Pogfrogs, baby. Love the Pogfrogs.
That'd be nice, just considering, like, Lee Sin obviously invested, like, his ult and everything, just, like, but using all your, like, your cooldowns just for, like, the Sejuani is so tanky. I don't know if I'll let you go for here.
Absolutely, yeah. The gank down onto the bot lane, trying to interrupt you constantly from ever getting the opportunity to chat. Enix taking massive damage. The Ragnarok not there, but Jinx is going to be so huge. Running under the tower, tanking it herself. Loads of damage going down. Not quite managing to trade it back, though. A beautifully executed 2-for-0 in the bot lane.
Oh, that was really nice, but yeah, you know what? This is what I expected from a Pogfrog CFFC game. Just pure bloodshed.
Exactly. Pogfrog's gonna have to find a way in this game to turn back, to survive for their tournament life. 10-2 down in this early game. 5.5k gold here. Early advantage from CFFC. Now, when it Oh, poor Gwen Queso, my boy, what you doing,
Oh, I
homie?
don't know why he's
What's
doing
going on
the
here? The
Heralds right
engage in
now.
the mid lane, lots of damage going down. The ignites traded over, but no more abilities to follow up. Chosu is going low here, but Judgy Rocks also managing to find his way out. Both ignites burned. It looks like he's just going to push out this wave. Perhaps going over aggressive here. The fist jumps on. The cannons go down, but they do not manage to pick up the kill. Gwyn Queso not looking to help his mid laner out whatsoever, and that's going to be a solo kill in the mid lane. The flash forward from Gwyn Queso. The ultimate goes down onto him. Is that burn going to be enough? Fizz ticking slowly down here, but it doesn't look like the damage will follow through. Gwyn Queso's flash play does not go through. That is going to be flashes, burnt, kills taken, and only advantage for CFFC in this game.
So one thing to note is Gwen Queso has improved his itemization. Rather than having Berserker Greaves right now, he does have a Tiamat. However, I think he should just be prioritizing efficiently clearing his jungle, opposed to trying to make ganks work right now while he is so weak. Like, the laners on CFFC right now are just so strong. And he
Yeah, I
can't
feel
really
like
afford to just walk in being this under-leveled and underfed.
the only angle that you could maybe even look at is Cecil Blanco in the top lane, but with the dashes that Lee Sin has, his ability to get out, perhaps even kick him away, could make that really hard. And he has gone for the Tiamat here, but he's down so much in CS that you have to ask what difference is it even really making in this game.
Words and if you're one gankable lane is the Sejuani, what's that gonna do for you? Okay, Sejuani's got like 15 extra armor, big deal.
Yeah, fantastic. She gets some armor on the board, gets maybe 1 or 2 kills under her belt. It does put the Lee Sin behind a wee bit, but I have to feel like when Wibbly Team is so strong, it's just not gonna matter as we get into this mid game.
Lee Sin is
Another
not the
ult
factor
lands
here.
down into the onto the mid lane, but the stun comes over, and this is just permanently summoner spells burnt from both people. Chosu survives the burst, survives, like you were saying there, the max range ultimate, and almost manages to trade the kill back. It looks so difficult for Judgy Rocks here as the engage comes down, but Wibbly Deem is there with open waiting arms. The Ragnarok popped by Wibbly Deem here. It's a fight on 2 fronts, and Pogfrogs are losing on both of them. A double kill Wibbly Deem, and no manner Enix is gonna have to give this tower walk away. More aggression in the mid lane, but yet again, both players surviving on very low health. Is gonna set himself up with another tower here. Judgy Rocks flashing forward, goes for the ult attack, E's back instead of Eing forward. The kill's not going down, wish from both players, but does not manage to find the kill on the return. Chotsu getting taken down in the mid lane. Messy play from both players, but regardless, a kill for CFFC.
He's just too strong to be punished for that slight mechanical misstep. But
Yeah,
no, I
was,
think it's been a very aggressive. Oh, and I think Nautilus is dead.
Yeah, Shadow, the ghost is popped here, walking in front of him to ensure that the hook can't go down on the wall. It's just really a strong performance here from CFFC, demonstrating why they are the top of the table and Pogfrogs are at the bottom, able to get the early advantages. They're going to make back this dragon deficit that they had, and the pillar there from Gwyn Queso, the man, the myth, the legend in the mid lane. The ulti goes down again, but yeah, Judgy Rocks is just going to hop out. Just use that mobility. Cecil Blanco is waiting here on the other side. The kick comes down. The mechanics are out, and that is an 0-4 Gwyn Queso. Outpathed in the jungle, outdone in the early game, outdone in the mid lane, and it's looking like curtains for the Pogfrogs UNL miracle run.
Boys, I've got my head in my hands, just thinking, what are you doing? Why does he keep trying to go on Fizz like this?
You would think after, 1 or 2 times of attempting to make the same play, what's the old vast line about the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. As we see a 2-man here from Duka jamming onto XP in the top lane, but he is going to be one tanky boy, make his way out of this one just fine.
Just in regards to the insanity, I think we're all insane playing League of Legends. We keep playing League of Legends expecting it to be fun one day, and
it just never is.
We are clinically insane, suffering through this game.
The Herald going to be put down in the mid lane for the Pogfrogs here. Looks like they perhaps have a personal advantage, but Duke of Jamming and Judgy Rocks waiting on the flank, waiting on the side. Wibbly Deem healing up so much. Judgy Rocks going in, pops down the Ignite onto the Trundle. That's going to be him going down as well. The ultimate from XP finds its way down, but Granny Spat are going to be able to flash out of that one. The Ragnarok going low, but the Gore Drinker's going to heal him back up, and this is kills on the board for CFFC. 2-0 in the mid lane, surviving on all 3 fronts. The healing from them, keeping them alive. Gore Drinkers keeping the 906 shutdown far away from the grasp of Pogfrogs, and what should have been a tower with that Herald for the Pogfrogs turns into a tower for CFFC.
Don't know what to say about this. Just, I don't know what their avenue is to win here. Like, everyone is so big, and that Karma just buffing them up so much more with the movement speed and shielding, so whatever little damage you can put out on the side of Pogfrogs is not mattering.
And if we take ourselves out of this game for a second, take ourselves away from the game, Pogfrogs can still, obviously they've got multiple games left to play out this season. They are still more than able to play spoiler. If they take wins off of any of the teams that are lower in the tables right now, looking like a DZN, which they're up against us tomorrow, or taking a win off of Aura, that is absolutely huge for the standings and making it more difficult for those teams to make playoffs. So they absolutely still will have an impact on this league if they can keep improving and keep looking to take games off of the teams that are above them.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like they do have the power to throw a wrench in somebody's playoff plans.
As we're seeing a Death Bowl group, it looks like, is the choice for Pogfrogs here. Looking to get something as a team making plays on the side of the maps, but the issue is here, Cesar Blanco's going to be able to kite it out. It doesn't look like he's going to go in here. They're going to get this tower bounty together, but I have to feel like they'll lose the fight on the back half if they try to go for it. Immediately in onto Shadow, the kick goes back onto XP, knocking him into the backline. The ult goes over, but it is not going to matter. XP is going to find himself going down in the back half, and the Ragnarok Wibbly Deem choke is absolutely huge. The Olaf is massive, but what is bigger is the Jinx. 6-0-7 Granny Spanner going huge this game. Absolutely beautiful play there on the top side. Judgy Rocks away with the fairies, hitting on the top side of the tower, and yeah, making global plays, managing to get those tower shutdowns, but it's still going to be more and more positive trades for CFFC as their base is slowly getting whittled down as the first set of tier 1 towers going over, tier 2 down in the bot lane. It's a methodical, team fight oriented game here. Now, if we're looking for avenues for Pogfrogs, we see the shutdown. That was picked up there, I believe, by
Heimerdinger.
Heimerdinger, yeah, that
It was Heimer.
and that was the one. So if there's ever a champion to have that on, Chosu, whilst he has died multiple times in this mid lane, he's demonstrated that this champion is something he, at the very least, knows how to play. So if he's able to maybe defend the base, I mean, if you're thinking about a scenario where the CFFC have to come into you, that's your ideal scenario as Heimerdinger, you know, when the enemy team has to walk into you, walk into your turrets, that's going to be the ideal world. But it looks like Wibbly Deem is going to just do just that. The stopwatch is popped, but it is not going to come anywhere near close to saving him. Wibbly Deem absolutely massive here over the wall, does not even have to be scared of XP, so the damage goes over. Judgy Rocks on the back half onto Enix. The no mana ADC is going to get bursted out in the top lane, and it's massive kills across the board. 28-4, a clinical performance from CFFC.
I think an important thing to remember is, although they are down so much right now, I still respect that they're trying to make somewhat proactive plays with the Herald mid and then trying to take top tower by grouping. Like, they're not just rolling over and dying, despite dying really hard right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that's always admirable from Pogfrogs. Whenever I'm talking to any of the people that work with them, say Blazicus was one of the people who sub for Pogfrogs all the time. He speaks so highly of their team mentality, always so positive coming out of these games. Always, no matter how hard they're losing, they're having a good time, they're enjoying themselves, and they're always trying to win no matter how the result may look. So that's something that I think a lot of teams in this league can really aspire to, is even in the losses, even in the times that they're going down, they still maintain that positive winning mental.
That's something I need to take note of, especially like if this was us right now, Chris and I would be calling for FF.
Yep, it would be /FF votes in the chat. You two would be bickering over some play that happened 10 minutes ago in the mid lane, talking about why it was the other person's fault. You know, that kind of thing. The DZN levels of coordination will be coming through, no doubt. But yeah, absolutely. The fact that they're able to win this, despite being down 0-10 in this season, as Enix gets blown up on the tower, is absolutely huge. XP going in on the backline, trying to pick up a kill for himself. Shadow grinds his way down in the mid lane as the Herald is going down. They're going for the challenge here as the charge is going to come off, blow up the inhibitor for the side of Pogfrogs, and it looks like this could be their base. This could be the end. Gwyn Queso having to base from the top side of the map. The kick goes down, but it does not. He gets stunned up and still manages to kick him back into the team before going down. It's Gwyn Queso versus the world. Can Mr. Tumble pull this through? It does not look like he can. That is not the play you want to be seeing. Damage going down over from the side of CFFC. Shutdown goes over to Enix, or I believe actually not to Shadow. The kills are managed to pick up, but it does not matter. 34-6. A massive 15k gold lead before 20 minutes into this game. It's going to be a clean sweep from CFFC, demonstrating their top position on the board, and Pogfrogs knocked out of UNL playoff